Well, hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome. How is everyone doing today? All right, so guys, I'm going to check my microphone. Yeah, okay, let's see. Should have done this beforehand. I think it's time to get a new mic, guys. All right, so you can hear me okay, right, Dariella?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, because the fancy microphone, I think, just like gave up. Right. So anyway, the show goes on. All right, guys. So I'm going to look over here. I'm going to click the go live button on Insta so that we are good. All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. So excited to be here with you live. And boy, have I got a treat in store for you guys today. I got to tell you, this is a really, really hot topic and a wonderful person to have a chat with today. So for those of you that are just joining, again, hello and welcome. Welcome to Live with Leslie. And I'm Leslie Vitel. Today, we are going to be talking with Dariella Gonitzke. Hopefully I pronounced that right. From Ceravita Nutrition. And I really think this is a topic that you are going to absolutely love. It's a topic that I get questions on almost daily. So this is going to be really, really powerful, I think, for your business. And you're going to learn a ton today. So today's title is Beyond the Program, How to Create a Membership That Retains and Transforms. And I will also adds another revenue stream, right? So that is super exciting. So we are going to be digging in to the nuances in terms of, really moving beyond the one-on-one program and moving into this concept of creating a powerful membership. So that all being said, welcome, Dariella.
Thank you.
Excited to see you today. It's always such a treat.
Yes, I'm so excited.
So, okay. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into our conversation. So, you know what? Before we dig in, though, I think it's always helpful if you could share just a little bit about your backstory.
Sure. So I've been a dietitian, 16, 17 years now. I kind of lose track. I've been in private practice almost the entire time, like probably a year out of my internship, I jumped into private practice. I did the brick and mortar thing for 12 years. Now I'm going, I've been virtual now for a few years. I remember, Leslie, you kind of planted the seeds of this membership thing years ago for me, and it took me a little while to wrap my head around it. But yeah, I've been doing one-on-one work for a long time. Now I'm trying to find other revenue streams and ways to grow my practice and not have to just, trade time for money, so to speak.
Yes, that's the name of the game, right? And you're located in Arizona.
Yes. So I'm in Gilbert, Arizona, and I have finally niched down more to women and perimenopause.
Okay.
Thanks to you, Leslie, because you were always telling me to niche down. And yeah, I just mostly work in women's health now.
Right. Okay. So a couple of people I want to say hello to. Hello to Powerful Aging in Texas. Welcome. And Dorothy Dawn, how the heck are you?
Long Beach.
So yeah, Dorothy lives in Long Beach.
Oh my
gosh. So yeah. So I hope you're doing well, Dorothy. It's great to have you guys here. And yeah, definitely knowing what I know about Dorothy's business, this is going to be a really great topic for you. And again, I think everybody that's joining us, and welcome to you all on Instagram as well. All right, so let's go ahead and dig in. So tell us then, Dariella, what inspired you? Like, I know you and I talked about it, you know,
so
a few years ago now.
I know. So I think my couple things. Big inspirations. Number one, I remember you telling me, like, Dariella, you've been in business for over a decade. You have all these past clients you haven't really tapped into to generate more income or a different income stream.
Yeah.
So that initially got my wheels turning of like, what can I create for them besides just like, one-off sessions, a package of 3 sessions, like what else can I do for them to really bring them in? And then the second thing that was a big driver was just my income started becoming really inconsistent. The economy was crazy. It's like now all of a sudden my big package one-on-ones weren't rolling in at the same rate or the same consistency every month.
Right.
And so for me, it was like, I need consistent income. And I definitely get that from Full Script. I make a good chunk from Full Script, but I needed something else. So I don't know how the idea started flowing to me, but I was like, okay, I need to figure this out. Because with my practice, especially before I niched down, I was just a general functional practitioner. And so I had diabetics, I had autoimmune, GI, women's health, fertility. I had like a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was really hard to wrap my head around, like, how am I going to build a membership for all these different people when everyone talks about memberships as like, you have to have, you have to have a group component or you have to have a community. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense for me. So finally, what I had to do for my past clients, I dropped that community component, at least for now.
Okay.
And I made it an annual membership that they had to, this is probably going into your next question.
Yeah, that's okay.
I had to make it consistent, right? So I'm like, it's an annual membership. They're going to have an annual little, a monthly payment for 12 months, or they can get a discount if they pay in full.
Okay.
And what I'm offering is follow-up sessions. So after they finish like a big package with me, like a $3,000 one-on-one package, some of them obviously wanted to keep going. So I said, hey, you can do a one-off session for this kind of ridiculous price. I made it really expensive for a one-off session. Or you can do this annual membership with me and get all these perks. So they get 6 sessions a year that they can space out however they want. They do get monthly meal plans and recipes from me. They're already created and on like an auto drip system on Practice Better. So I don't even have to, I just set it and forget it. And so that just gets sent to them automatically now. They get to chat with me. So I don't know about the other practitioners on the call, but my clients love the chat feature in Practice Better.
Okay.
And they constantly want to ask me questions. They constantly want to ask me like, Dariella, I found these crackers at Whole Foods. What do you think? Little things, but to them, it's a big deal. So the fact that they could continue picking my brain after that big program was over was like a huge deal for them. And so don't underestimate your value, even when it's just little questions here and there. People love having us in their back pocket.
So key. If really want to emphasize that access to the practitioner is hugely valuable.
Yes. And what I do after my one-on-one package finishes, I tell them like, you have, 2 weeks or a week or something. And then that chat feature gets turned off. And then they're like, oh my gosh, no. And I'm like, so that was kind of a way to like cut ties and go, okay, if you want to continue, here's my membership. If you do the one-off session, you don't get that chat feature turned on. It's just a one-off session. So I kind of embedded these little things to push people into the membership a little bit more. And then I give them a bigger discount on Full Script when they're in the membership. So I named it the Inner Circle Membership. Obviously, this is all the psychology behind it, right?
Yeah, I love it.
They feel like VIPs. They feel like, oh my gosh, I'm getting a bigger discount. I get more Dariella time. I get that one-on-one chat. And then they can schedule these sessions throughout the year as they want to. Some people are already using up their 6 sessions. And then I give them a discount if they want to buy additional sessions. Okay.
So let's make sure and by the way, we do have a question here before we keep going. And this is Dr. Melissa Lockhart, and she is a nurse practitioner in wellness and longevity. So welcome. So what % of members eventually upsell to other products? Is this a premature question or do we want to try to answer it now?
So I'm assuming she's saying how many of my one-on-ones go into the membership. Is that the question?
I think that was my first impression, but then when I reread it, I think it might be the opposite. What % of members in your membership buy other things?
So right now, the membership that I have, this inner circle is only for people who have finished the big one-on-one package.
Okay.
Okay. So they don't, once they're in the membership, it's more of just keeping them in the membership ongoing. I don't have another package for them. It's like they've already done the big work.
Yes.
Front, and now it's just a continuation.
Does that make sense, Melissa?
Yeah, does that make sense? Because I have people that have worked with me now for like 7 years, 8 years. They just keep going. I don't know.
They just keep going.
Some days I don't know why, but
and and I do want to clarify for everybody this. I just want to be really clear. This is a huge opportunity for most practitioners that I work with, right?
Yeah,
because
it's not an upsell.
Yeah,
it's a continuation program. And because I lock them in for a year and I'm getting a payment from each person per month, and I'll talk about the price in a second, that gave me a consistent monthly income, at least a base that I knew I would make every single month. That was really the big driver to why I made this
consistent revenue. Okay, so you've got these people coming in for the big package, right? Yes. They get 6 sessions. Is that in a year? I think I heard you say.
No, my big one-on-one package is about 4 months. We do about 5 sessions in that time. So it's just very intense. We run labs. We see each other every 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I'd say about half of them need to continue.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay. So this is truly a continuation.
It's a continuation membership. That's how you
got it. Okay. So I do want to make sure that I'm clear on the features, the offering within the membership. So it sounds like they get, all right, this might be where I'm a little fuzzy. Do they get those 6? Where am I getting the 6 sessions?
Yes. That's where the membership has the 6 sessions. Okay. That's where they have a year to use them.
Got it. So that's one side of the continuation. The other side is if you want to be able to message me,
yes,
then that's a membership feature. Yeah. Got it.
Yep. The bigger discount on full script, the chat whenever you want to with me, the 6 sessions a year. Those are all the perks. And then I have a resource library with different, videos and resources and stuff in there too.
Okay.
But I think one of the biggest things that practitioners kind of worry about with memberships is they feel like they have to provide all this new content month after month after month. When sometimes with what I realized with my past clients, what they really wanted was just me, right? And so if I'm going to offer follow-up sessions anyway, I might as well package it as a membership and help my own income stream become more consistent.
Love that. Yeah. Okay. So is it true then some of your continuation clients just purchase the bundle of 6 sessions?
So the only options I have now are the annual membership or a one-off session.
Got it. Okay.
I don't have a bundle of 3 sessions. I don't have a bundle of 6. You're either in the annual membership, you're in my inner circle, or you can do just a single session when you want to.
And the single session is not priced.
Yes. So for example, my single session is $297 for a 45-minute session.
Okay.
But then if they do the membership, they can get all those 6 sessions plus all that other stuff.
Yes.
For $127 a month.
Okay.
If they pay in full for the year, they get a discount. They get a month free. So it works out to much less than a single session, right? So people are going I already know I want more than 1 session. Yeah. To them, it becomes a no-brainer.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah. And just to remind everybody how important and how valuable, because I got to just say, I see practitioners underestimate the value in the patient or client being able to ask you questions in between. That's huge.
People love that feature, right? That they can, and I'm very quick to respond and I'm really good about it. And, the other powerful thing about having this membership is once you have your email list, I already tagged all the past clients I had. But when I sent out the initial email to promote my membership, I could be very picky and choosy about who I wanted in my membership, right?
Okay.
I'm only going to send this email to these people. Like that lady was kind of a nightmare, or that lady was hard to work with. I don't want to invite her to the membership, and I don't have to, right?
Love that.
So I was very strategic with like also who I wanted to bring back in and truly have in my inner circle.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So
Brilliant.
Power in that too.
Okay. So the membership is, I think I heard you say 127 a month. Is that accurate? Okay.
Yes.
127 a month. It includes, and it's annual.
Yeah. So they're locked in for 12 months at 127 a month.
Okay. All right. Very cool. Do people ever want to just pay you up front? Is there an advantage to paying up front? Okay.
Yeah. So they do get a little discount. They get a month off if they pay up front. I think out of the 35 people I have in it right now, I have 5 that paid up front.
Okay. Oh, that's amazing. So you have 35 people in this at 127 each.
Yeah. And
amazing.
It's been less than a year since I set this up.
Okay.
So.
Oh my gosh. And I want to reiterate to everybody, these are not new clients.
Correct.
So these are really important
past clients.
And that's a super important thing that I want to drive home when it comes to creating a membership. Ideally, you need to be crystal clear on who is this for. Right? And you want to mix people in the same room, so to speak, right? People that you've never worked with, people that you have worked with, right? Like you need to make these very strategic decisions. Right. And a lot of times as practitioners, we leave lots of revenue on the table.
Yeah.
By not continuing to serve these people that we've already developed an amazing know, like, and trust relationship with. We've helped them. We just let them go. Like, okay, have a great life, right? Yeah. Let me know if you need me again. Yeah. Okay, guys, we got to like time out.
Time out. Yep. Right. So now, like with somebody asked what automation system I have found the easiest. So I have everything automated in Practice Better. That's the one I use. Because then I can have the monthly payments. If they do want to pay up front, I just use a coupon code. They enter the coupon code to pay in full, and then it gives them the discount.
Okay.
I don't have to worry about payments. I don't have to send reminders. Like it's all there, right?
Okay.
If the payment fails, it sends them the reminder. So I personally like Practice Better for all that.
So many of my clients use Practice Better. It is such a great tool. Okay, so in a nutshell, then there is there's one-on-one. So that's where you get the personalization. How long are your sessions approximately?
45 minutes. So they get 6 45-minute sessions.
Okay. And then there's not like a Facebook group, or there's not like.
As of now, I have no group component because, like I said, everyone was so different coming into this. It just felt weird. Like, why would I create a Facebook group when people are like, some people want fertility, some people are struggling with GI, some people have autoimmune, one lady has cancer. I'm like, so for this type of membership, I left that community component out. And I think that's also the hang up where people like practitioners like me who are functional with a lot of variety go, well, how can I create a membership when I can't bring these people together? Right.
Yeah.
So you just have to figure out a way to do it with, even if you have to leave something out or add something else in, like you can still make it a month-to-month membership.
Love it. And so now you can predict your revenue so much better.
Yes. Now at least I have a base going, okay, I know I'm going to get minimum X amount from the membership, or I get minimum X amount from Full Script. That's my base every month. And then whatever new one-on-one, big packages or whatever else I get is just above that.
Icing on the cake, right?
Yes. But I really needed to create at least a bare minimum for my own, be able to pay myself and my bills and all the other things. I needed I had a certain number of okay, I need just this as a minimum. Okay. And so I kept just growing this thing until I could get there.
Okay. That is so good. I am really, really psyched about what I'm hearing. Okay. And really an interesting like take on memberships, I gotta say,
Yeah.
because so many of the memberships are really based with this community kind
The
of approach.
community and the constant new
And
content.
the turning like, okay, I got to create content every
Yes.
single time. So
Yes. And I'm
I'm
creating a different membership that I'll talk about that also bypasses that.
yes. Okay. So let's get to that. All right.
Okay.
So for practitioners that are relatively new to the concept of memberships, what are the key elements that you think are really important, essential to help them create one that actually retains? Because guys, a really, really big thing with memberships is retention. Like
Yes.
it's one thing to get them in.
Yes.
It's a whole nother ball game to retain them. And that is referred to as your churn rate.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you have to say about that?
Because these people are truly my VIPs, right? They already did the big package with me. I have a really great close relationship with them. Now they're in my inner circle membership. I try to like go above and beyond for these people. So
Okay.
meaning when they do text me a question, I get back to them very quickly.
Mhm.
Or if they need recipes or things that are a little bit more tailored to them, I'm happy to provide that. But I think the biggest thing when you're first starting a membership is you have to really sell your clients on the continued transformation.
Okay.
They started with you for a reason.
Mhm.
Maybe you got them about 80% there, 70% there, like enough where they go, wow, okay, you've been really helpful. You know what you're doing. I want to finish that last 20, 30% with you.
Okay.
Right. So you're not selling them on anything new. Like you obviously sold them on into the transformation when you got them into your big program. Now it's just a continuation of that. Like, hey, we still have XYZ to work on. You're still having some of these symptoms. I'd love to continue working with you. Or I'd love to run this lab again. And then, we can do a few more sessions and I have this membership. And like you just start kind of just selling the continued transformation.
Okay.
Right? That's really what it has to be.
Okay. And again, this is for any kind of continuation program, I would say, right? Yes. In my practice, I call that the next steps chat.
Yes.
And in my practice with the work that I do, I have a separate conversation with all of my clients as they're nearing the end of their original program or package.
Yeah.
And, in a nutshell, what I try to do in that separate session is really help them to account for their accomplishments, right? Because, a lot of people tend to just kind of focus on, oh, I didn't do enough, or, so we really want to kind of work on that mindset so they embrace and acknowledge what they did do. And we want to create that gap, right? In sales, it's always about what is the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Yes. And once you kind of know those data points, you can position your continuation program as a mechanism to help get them to that next step. But it's really important. And as Dariella alluded, a lot of times people, they think they're done. Like, okay, this is it. This is the best I can do.
Yeah.
I would say, especially in the work that you guys do, it is not over.
No.
It is.
I think people start to realize that because sometimes they don't sign up right away, Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
It'll go like 2-3 months, even though I present it on that final session. I always present it, give them the link, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But then 2 or 3 months go by, sometimes 6 months go by, and then they're like, what are my options again? I think I need to check in with you again. And I'm like, it's okay. Here's the page. Here's the options.
Okay.
And so sometimes, it's not right away that someone signs up, or I'll even tell them, hey, give this your best shot for the next 2 to 3 months. And then if you're feeling like you need me, I'm here for you. Here's the link. And I feel like people always feel comfortable with that. Like I'm not pushing them to sign up right away. Or I'm even giving them that autonomy of like, hey, try it on your own. See how you do. Okay. And they always end up coming back.
Okay.
So
that's fantastic. So that's another really good pearl of wisdom here is I would just highly recommend that you're staying in touch, right? You really want to stay in touch with people because when they're coming off of the program, and I see this quite often too, and it's fair, like I need to like just take a little breather. There's some things that I know that I learned that I can implement that, maybe I need a little time. And that's fair.
Yeah.
But you don't want that to just kind of be it, right?
Yeah.
Like the final, okay, have a good life, right? You want to stay in touch with people.
That's right.
They need the help, right, Dariella?
Absolutely. And that's where I think if you're constantly, shooting an email out once a week, like a little email blast, that keeps you top of mind.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do is at least once a quarter, I email all of those past clients just a separate email reminding them of the membership.
Okay.
And what it includes and all the support they get. And hey, are you getting off track? Have you fallen off the wagon? Like one of those kind of emails. So I always send those at least once a quarter. And then I always get a couple people signing up from just one of those emails.
Okay, great. Okay, that's a really, really powerful strategy.
Yeah, you have to stay top of mind, right? It's like people forget.
Yeah, they forget. Yeah, and they could easily just be like, okay, well, I've gotten as far as I can go with this person.
Right.
Let me look for a whole new program,
That's funny you say that, Leslie. I just had a woman sign up this week who worked with me 2 years ago, 2023. Didn't hear from her for over a year. I guess she went and found a different dietitian for a little while, was super disappointed with that dietitian. I don't know who she was. And then called me up again and was like, okay, what are my options? Because I want to work with you again. And she signed up for the membership. Like I just sent her the link, said, these are the two options. If you want to do XYZ, I think we're going to need more than one session. And then boom, she just signed up for the membership right away. So yeah, sometimes people do leave and come back. But again, if you're providing that VIP kind of level of service and they realize, oh, I got so much more out of this person, they're going to come back to you.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Absolutely. I love that. That's such a great example. So note to self, people need your help ongoing. And if you guys, especially those of you that have been in practice for a while, if you have a bunch of former clients just sitting there, that's your gold mine. Seriously.
Untapped income. Yes.
So, okay. I love this. This is just so great. Okay. So is there anything that you can share in terms of the structure of the membership? I know you've shared a little bit about what's included, right? The number of sessions, the fact they can message you. Is there anything else that you?
So I have it all. I do want to share one thing because I have it all set up in Practice Better. But this, what I call the meal planning membership, it's almost like a membership within the membership. But I do have these little monthly meal plans and recipes that I send out every month. And it's just on an auto drip built in Practice Better, like as a program. And what I did was used the Wellness Vault. I don't know if you're familiar with Valerie Fagali, but she it's called the Wellness Vault, and she gives practitioners all of these white label resources.
Okay.
For really cheap. I mean, when I signed up for her, it was like $19 a month. And I think now she's like $38 a month. So she already has all these meal plans and recipes and guidebooks and handout, like stuff all white labeled that you can easily brand yourself, and you can put it on Canva and change it if you want to. So I just grabbed 12 of hers and created a 12-month, just drip content with some bonus material, with the handouts, with the meal plans, the recipes, etc. So then I embedded that into my Inner Circle membership. So people feel like they're getting so much value. They're like, I love these recipes, Dariella. And of course they think I did it, but they're like, this is so great. And it's beautiful. And they taste good. And, so that in itself, even though it was really cheap for me at $19 a month, it really added value to the membership. So even finding other content that isn't even yours that you can embed without having to reinvent the wheel, right? I'm not spending hours making these meal plans. I just found a program that I can.
This is potentially instead of some of the meal plan softwares that we're more familiar with?
Yeah, like I love that Clean Life, and I use that for like my one-on-one clients when I'm creating really specific meal plans for like
Yeah.
maybe their MRT results or something specific to them. But just for more general monthly meal plans that they get as part of their membership, this kind of white label stuff is great, right?
Okay.
You don't need to.
And do they have like, oh, okay. So dairy free, low histamine, gluten free, heart healthy. Okay.
Dorothy had a question.
Yeah, let's see here. Okay.
She's a great question.
All right, Dorothy, what did the client from 2023 that just magically appeared not like about the other dietitian? Do you have?
Great question, Dorothy. So that, I guess the other dietitian did not provide enough personalized, like custom information to this client.
Okay.
When the client asked for recipes, for example, the dietitian just sent her to some website. Nothing was tailored, custom. Like it didn't have that VIP feel that she had gotten from me. So she was like, I'm not going to go to a website and look at my own recipes. Like, what am I paying you for? That was
right.
thought,
Yeah.
especially if she's charging a lot of money. Whereas like I'm so quick on that Clean Life now that I don't mind if someone says, I just need soup recipes. I just need crock pot recipes. And I can just whip some out and send them, and it's not a big deal to me. But I guess this dietitian did not provide that kind of personalized experience for her. So she was like, nope, I'm going back to Dariella.
When you say she referred the client to another website, I don't know if you know the answer to this, but did you get the impression it was like a meal planning website?
Yes.
I didn't mention any like.
She didn't tell me what the website was, but it was like a meal planning website where like I know that Clean Life has a feature now that people can just kind of look up their own recipes. And I think even like maybe Living Plate does that too.
Yeah.
But this client did not like that. She was just like, I want you to customize it and give it to me. I don't want to spend the time looking up my own recipe.
Like, isn't that your job? Okay, guys, I'm just really fascinated with that. Just saying.
Yeah.
Because in all honesty, a lot of these platforms, that's the direction they've moved in.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a DIY for the patient or client.
But then the client's like, why would I need you then if I can do that on my own?
True.
I can just look up recipes on Pinterest, or I can just look up, why would I pay you $3,000 for a one-on-one program to look up my own recipes? Like, so to me, that doesn't align either. I could understand the client's perspective because if I was paying a practitioner really high ticket, I want everything personalized to me.
Right. And I'm busy. I'm paying you for the shortcuts.
Yes. 100%.
So why am I? That is fascinating. Okay.
Yeah.
That's an eye opener. I'd love to know if it's an eye opener for the rest of you, because I don't even know what else to say about it, except that is kind of the platform that a lot of these meal softwares are kind of landing on, like the DIY approach.
But like, you have to think of it this way, Leslie, too. Exactly. When I get on that Clean Life, because I'm so used to the program, I know how to navigate it. Coming up with 20 crock pot recipes takes me like 10 minutes or less for this person, right? To me, it's like easy peasy.
Yeah.
For her, she's got to learn the program. She's got to learn how to filter. She's got to figure out, the whole thing. And that could take her an hour or more.
Yeah.
And so for her, it's a big pain in the butt. For me, it's like no big deal. But to her, it means a lot when I provide these custom recipes to her.
Okay.
Right.
And in this membership, you continue to do that for people?
Sometimes. Most of them at that point don't need as many like tailored recipes because I do a lot of that in the big one-on-one program. So once they get in the membership, I rarely get asked for those because they already have a bunch that they got from me previously. And then the kind of more standard or, less customized ones that I just give them every month tends to be enough to give them fresh ideas and keep it going. So there's definitely less work in the membership because we did so much of that work in the one-on-one.
Okay, great. So
The
that
bigger
was a really
package.
good question. Thanks for that, Dorothy. Really, really appreciate it. Okay, so we're pretty good to go then on in terms of like how you structure the membership, right?
Yeah,
Everything.
just basically just build it out in Practice Better so everything's automated as much as possible,
Okay,
right?
cool.
That could be a whole nother segment on how to use Practice Better, but
That actually could be,
yeah,
which I think would be
because
incredible.
even one thing, for example, on Practice Better, I have an automated form, a check-in form that I send them every month.
Okay.
And the form asks them about, certain symptoms. What are they working on? How are they feeling? Do they need a session right now? So that way I can just see like how they're doing, and it gets sent out either the 1st or the 15th. So I can see everybody's at the same time.
Okay.
And then that also, again, they stay top of mind. They stay in the membership. They stay engaged. And then I can check in on them easily without having to like personally write them an email or something.
Okay. Oh, that's great. So automations are the name of the game for sure.
Yes.
Okay, great. So let's kind of like look at the other side of the coin here. And I'd love to hear because there had to have been some challenges, right? It's just the
Yes.
name of the game. So can you
Yes.
share a little bit about those challenges?
Yes. So
Yeah.
yeah. So initially, when I first sent out the email about the membership, I got maybe 2 people signed up.
Say that again. I missed that.
When I first sent out an email blast about the membership, I only got maybe 2 people signed up.
Okay.
Okay. And I was like, oh gosh, like, how am I going to do this? Because people still wanted the 3 package bundle. They still wanted just the one-off session.
Okay.
And so for me, it was like, okay, I really need to differentiate the value between the membership and just a one-off session. I
Okay.
really needed to make that a vast difference, number one.
Mhm.
I also used a strategy. I don't know if you've heard of this, Leslie. It's called the football phone strategy. So the football phone strategy is like a take on when the Sports Illustrated magazine used to sell their subscriptions by offering a football shaped phone. This was like back in the 80s or something. And so people would buy the phone because they wanted the phone, but then they would get the subscription, right? And so I did this initially with my membership. I offered a free hair tissue mineral test when they signed up for the membership. And so this is a promo now that I run like once or twice a year. And then I got like 20 people in the membership because they wanted a free test. So,
so in my world, I would call that a loss leader.
A loss leader?
Yeah, a loss leader.
Okay.
Just different language, right?
Yeah.
So basically, it's you're going to lose money on that one thing. Like that's going to, but you're going to, so I don't know.
But
It is
get so much more.
loss leader, but it's going to more than compensate.
Yes,
right? On
absolutely.
the other side of the scale.
To me, it was like, I'm willing to spend the $68 on a hair test to get their, $1,500 for the membership.
Yeah.
So
it
was like a big deal that I give away this one little thing for free in order to get them into the program. And that, like I said, I got like 20 people the first round I did that. And then I did it again 6 months later and I got like another 15. And so sometimes just offering a little promo to get people in.
Something free. People love that. Okay. So basically, so I get this email and is it promoting the test?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when, like, are you really clear up front that to get the test, you have to sign up for the program the whole year long? Like, how does that work?
So I usually promote, well, the email that I write might promote both. Like, here are all the benefits of the membership. Here's this amazing free test that I'm offering as a free bonus for the month of whatever.
Okay.
Here are all the benefits of getting this test, right?
Okay.
And so then I talk about minerals and metabolism and adrenals and all that other stuff. But I'm selling them on both, essentially. And so I'm like, hey, you get this free test. And because a lot of my one-on-one clients already did the test, they're like, oh, I want a retest and I got a free retest and I'm going to sign up. Okay. And I was going to plan to do this membership anyway, just maybe not this month, but since you're offering it, I'm going to do it this month. Because I had a lot of clients who were like, oh, I was going to wait, but you were running the promo. So I just signed up now.
Brilliant. And how much is that test?
Out of my pocket, it's $68.
Oh gosh. Okay. So good.
Nothing, right?
So, okay. So when I do the test, I'm agreeing to be in the membership. It's
Yes.
not like I do
They
the
have
test
to
and
sign
then
up
I'm
for the
like,
membership,
got
and
it.
then I mail them the test.
Oh,
Yes.
that's so smart. Oh my gosh, you're killing it. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
It's so good, you guys.
So obviously it doesn't have to be a test, right? I'm thinking
Right.
about all the people listening, like just think of what little free bonus you can offer. Like maybe it's a workbook, maybe it's a,
Okay.
you know, maybe it's a, like if someone does intuitive eating, for example, you can send them a free copy of the book or a free copy of the workbook. Like what small but meaningful thing
Yeah.
can you offer as your football phone, right?
Okay. I love the football phone. Yeah,
Yes.
that's great. Oh my God. Okay. So smart. Yeah,
Yes.
we're getting a lot of great comments on Instagram as well.
Oh, good.
So good. Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh my God, no brainer, such a good idea." So,
Yeah.
incredible. Okay, love it. So you've done the test. Are there any other little bonuses that you've tried to get
Um,
people in the door?
Not yet. Actually, the test has gone so well that I've done that twice now.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to get creative when that
Okay.
dries up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Well, I mean, and you find something that works, you keep doing it.
yeah,
Maybe a different test,
yeah. The
possibly.
other, the reason I picked that test is because it's so affordable,
Yes.
right? Like on my end of it. Whereas, running a GI map or MRT, like now we're getting into the $300
Yeah,
values.
that's too much.
It's a lot. Like unless that was part of a bigger package or something even more high ticket. But for
Mhm.
me, like that little hair test is cheap and easy. And
And who does that? What's the lab?
I use Trace Elements as
Okay.
the lab. There's a couple labs, but I use Trace Elements.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, guys, that is so smart. All right. So so the big challenge then was initially you sent the email and you're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I only got 2 people. What am I
So,
going to do?
and you know how I mentioned I send these emails out like quarterly, just reminding people. Leslie, I still get people who will contact me months later going like, what are my options? What can it's like they didn't even read the email or maybe it just went to their spam. I don't know. But I feel like people need constant reminders of what you offer, right?
Yeah.
So whether
So
it's
that's another pearl of wisdom that I
yes,
want to really drive home to everybody. You're not bugging people.
right,
Oh my gosh. We're
right,
so scared sometimes to email our people.
yeah,
We got to really try to overcome that. Of
yeah,
course, we want to provide value, right?
right,
Without
right,
a doubt. But you have to be able to generate revenue through your list.
yeah,
That's of course we want to provide value and education and all those other things, but so smart. So basically, so you're emailing your people on a quarterly basis, right?
about the membership
Okay,
specifically. And
perfect.
then I take it another step further of actually looking at my open rate, who opened it, who looked at
Okay.
it, who didn't. So then I can see like, okay, how many people did I really catch in that net? And should I send another email maybe even sooner than a quarter if only like 30% opened or 50% opened, right?
Right.
Or I can send the people that didn't open it another email.
Yes.
Like, hey, just because sometimes it goes into spam, they don't check their
Yeah.
spam, whatever.
Brilliant. Okay, so you're looking at the people that opened versus didn't open. Okay. Really, really smart. Tell us then a little bit about you had mentioned before we hit the record button that you have a new offer that you're putting together.
Yes,
So
with
tell us.
another membership. So the new offer, this time it's going to be for new clients.
Okay.
And this is more, I guess you could call it a lower ticket offer.
Uh-huh.
Because I have the big, one-on-one package that's like
Yep.
$3,000. And I know that's not a price point for everybody. So I'm currently working on a course that will be like a standalone course at your own pace kind of thing that I'll sell somewhere under the $500 mark.
Okay.
And then what I'll do is have a back end membership that
Okay.
offers support only. So I really, I don't want to sound like I'm lazy, but I really try to get away from building or creating new content every month. I just don't. I'm like, I'm a mom, I'm busy, I have a life. I can't just sit here and create content all day long. So I wanted a way to still have a membership and have this reoccurring income without having to add all this new content. So the course will be the content.
Okay.
They have all the time in the world to get through it as they wish, but
Okay.
the support for $27 a month will be a private Facebook group and then monthly group calls with me.
Okay.
Okay. And so that's where they can ask their questions and troubleshoot. And hey, I watched this video and I had questions about this. It's like, great. Join this $27 a month membership that's strictly for women in the course.
Okay.
And then there's going to be that community component to this one,
Right.
because they've all gone through the same course. They're all going to have similar questions. They're all struggling with the same pain points.
Yeah.
So this is where I can offer that community part of it.
Okay.
But it's a very low ticket membership, so that this is where people initially will start because of the content, but then they stay because of the community and the support.
Okay.
Right?
I love it.
So
how long is the
way
course?
of looking at this?
Yeah. Yeah. And I've seen, people they'll create a course and then as part of the cost of the course, they'll have, like a monthly, kind of a community, right? And maybe you can do like 3 months worth and then you're cut off, or, you know what I mean? I've seen a lot of different models.
So how I'm going to structure it will be like, let's say I sell the course for $497. And then as a bonus, they get 1 month or 3 months. I haven't decided, maybe 1 month free in my membership.
Okay.
And then I'm hoping they get so much value from being in the membership. Yes. And it's also very low cost at $27 a month, that they just stay in the membership, because most of those women will not finish a 9-module course in 9 weeks. Like, let's be real, right?
Yeah.
People forget. They watch one video here, one video there. It might take them 6 months to get through the content.
Yeah.
And so that could be, just staying in the program or in the membership that whole time.
Yeah.
And then even when they finish the 9 modules, they might still want to stay in the membership as they're figuring out and working through the content and the action steps and all that. So that's where I will put more emphasis on the community piece of it, right? To really retain them. Because that's where, especially because I work with women in their 40s, they want that tribe feel, right? They want the community feel for that. So that'll be a very different structured membership.
Okay.
No one-on-ones, no live chat. It's just Facebook group, monthly Q&A calls, and then that's just, income in my revenue stream with very, very low maintenance and low time.
Okay. Now, would one of your goals be to upsell them into a higher ticket? So tell us about that.
Yes. So again, that's where I'm hoping to have control over who I invite, right? Okay. I have moved into this season of life, Leslie, where I'm like, I'm not just going to take anybody. I'm not there anymore.
I love it. Bravo. And honestly, that's how we all, I want to encourage every person here to be picky, right? You cannot help everybody.
You can't. And I think working with someone one-on-one and intimately, it is an energetic exchange. So if you vibe with them and they vibe with you, you get better outcomes, right? They get better outcomes. So I'm hoping that once I get this program really up and running, I can see who's working through the modules, who's showing up in the Facebook group, who's asking the questions, who's really putting the time and effort into it. And then I can send out an email or an offer of like, hey, I have this one-on-one program. If you're ready to dig deeper, order the labs, work on me, more closely. So I can be a little bit more picky and choosy about who I offer that upsell to, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, it does. It's awesome. All right. So this is incredible. Oh my gosh. All these really.
And by the way, I do want to say really quick, because I'm just starting this new model of the course with the back-end membership, but I have friends and colleagues doing this, Leslie, that are making 6-7 figures off this kind of just a course and a membership back-end.
Yeah.
No one-on-one.
Okay. It's
low ticket course, low ticket.
How are they getting people into the course? Because that's usually
ads.
What's that? Ads.
Yeah.
So are they running
ads
to
Instagram
like a free webinar?
Yes. A lot of the funnel is usually maybe a lead magnet to a webinar to the course. Yeah. That's the most common funnel.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. So it's and it's not brain surgery. Like,
No.
let's just be honest here.
Yeah.
Really the difference is, instead of just saying, okay, so you bought this course, included in the course price,
Yeah.
you get, maybe 3 group calls and then it's over. Or in some cases it's endless, right? You get like you can hop on a call once a month for eternity.
Yes.
So the difference here, and it's not like, again, it's brilliant, but it's not that hard, you guys.
It's super simple.
It's
super
not
simple.
that hard.
And
All
on a
you're
lot of
doing is
platforms like
charging.
Teachable, Kajabi,
Yes.
Go High Level, you can set it up where that first month is free in the membership,
Yes.
but then it kicks in after that. So you're kind of like embedding the bonus when they sign up for the course.
Brilliant.
They're already in the membership, and then
Okay.
it's up to them to cancel. And it's like cancel anytime, but a lot of people, like I said, they'll delay canceling, or if they actually like it, they just stay in it.
Well,
But
because the price is low enough.
Yes.
And that is a really important concept. Is it's kind of like, think about those Planet. I don't know, what is Planet Fitness?
Yes, like
days?
$19. I don't know.
It's that concept
It's
where, okay, you know what? Hey, $20 a month, $19 a month. If I show up once in a blue moon, it's worth it, right? And when I go to look at my budget and try to make cuts, that's not going to be the thing I cut, because it's, hey, if I show, that's how this is. And that's why that $27 is a really good fit. Okay. So to be clear, this is a volume kind of
This is a volume kind of thing.
You're not going to pay the mortgage with 2 people in a 27, right? It is volume.
No, this is volume. This is where you run ads to the course. Once they're in the course, then they're in the membership. Then you can upsell them. And then on the back end of the upsell, you've got your other membership for past clients. So you can see how it all goes, right?
So guys, really be clear on that. You have to be willing to run ads, to be
for
successful
volume-based
with that
programs.
model.
Yes, you do.
Okay. And not everybody's going to buy, right? You're running ads to a free thing, and then maybe another free thing, and then, you're selling the course.
If I'm running a webinar, if I get, I don't know, a 10% conversion rate, even a 5% conversion rate, I'm happy, right?
Okay.
And then I can look at I just look at it like a machine, right? It's like, how many people go in, how many people come out buying.
Yes.
And then I can see, okay, if I get 100 people watching my webinar and I have a 5% conversion rate, then I know how much money to invest in my ads to get 1,000 people watching my webinar, because I know that's going to spit out that 5% on the other end.
I love it. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
You just have to know your numbers.
Yes. And you got to spend money to make money. Just want to be clear about that. You guys really do. It's just not.
If I know I can invest $1,000 a month on an ad for something that's going to make me like 20,000, like it's a no-brainer.
Absolutely.
Right? But obviously you don't have to start that high, but even starting, $50 here, $100.
Yeah, because you can run ads like $5 a day. Yeah. If you guys need someone for Facebook ads, reach out to me. I can get you set up. Yeah. And the other thing I will just say, if you need help in implementing this, let me know. I can absolutely help with this. Interestingly, a lot of the work I'm doing nowadays is the middle part of that profit pyramid, right?
Yeah.
It's that middle, it's the leveraged part. And part of the reason is that, it's exhausting feeling like you're repeating. It is so exhausting doing nothing but one-on-one all day.
Yeah.
So we need a way to, not only create another revenue stream, but just to save your sanity. So
100%.
Reach out to me. We can talk about how I can help you to implement. This is, at 100% I can help you. I do have a little ask, you guys. I'm trying to grow my YouTube and Instagram. So I'm going to put out an ask. If you can click follow, what is the call to action on
subscribe?
YouTube? Subscribe. Hit that. That's right. I should know. Hit that subscribe button.
I'm going to do it right now.
Yay. I would be so grateful.
Yes.
Now, before we before we stop, and I'll just ask you a couple quick questions. So actually, some of them I can answer. So the embodied dietitian, welcome. Where are you creating the online course? So I can answer that for Dariella. She's uploading it into Practice Better, right? Or
The
wait, I'm
course-
using Kajabi.
So actually for my course, I have Go High Level.
Okay.
And so it's just a different platform, but very similar to Kajabi.
Okay. Go
Yeah.
High Level. Very cool. All right.
Because with those programs, you can do the upsells. You just have more control over it than you do
Okay.
Practice Better. Practice Better I can do for the other membership.
Got
But
it.
for the course, with that back end membership and the upsells, something like Kajabi or Go High Level would be better.
Okay.
Well, one of those.
Okay. Are there any cancellation policies?
No. So
Okay.
they can cancel whenever they want to.
What about for the annual?
For the annual, they cannot.
Okay.
They're committed for a year.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And let's see. Where are you creating the online course? Okay, so we already answered that, I think.
Yeah.
So are you recording inside of Zoom?
Yeah, I just record inside of Zoom.
Okay.
Upload the videos into the platform. Everything's, just on their own time that they can watch it at their own pace. And I do make the videos pretty short. So you're better off having like 3 10-minute videos than one 30-minute video when you create courses. And make sure you use a platform that has an app so they can watch it on their phone when they're doing dishes, when they're driving. Like most people are not going to sit on their computer and watch your course.
No, and they can increase the speed. They can, listen to it while they're out walking their dog or, whatever.
Exactly. Think about like when you listen to a podcast yourself, right?
Yeah.
So you have to make sure it's on a platform that they can watch whenever, that it's short and easy to digest information, cut out the fluff, cut out the nice to know info.
Okay.
Right.
I love it. Okay.
We could do a whole other thing on courses, Leslie.
Yes. What? I mean, if you're willing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I would love to have you.
That's another thing I see. Like, nobody wants to buy a course. So how do we sell a course these days when everybody has a course? Right?
Okay. Exactly.
Yeah, a whole nother live with Leslie.
Let's do it. Okay, guys, we're going to have, everyone's like, yay. Yeah. All right, let's do it. Dariella, we'll do another one if you're willing.
Cool. Yeah. Let's do it.
You're really just so helpful. I really can't thank you enough. This has been amazing. And again, just want to thank everyone for coming today. If you can hit that subscribe button and follow button, I'd be eternally grateful. And and if you need help implementing, let's chat. This is really the bulk of the work that I'm doing now, believe it or not. I would just say the work that I do has kind of evolved over the last several years. So it's really fun and no need to go it alone. What's that?
We're burning out with one-on-ones, so we all need new ideas, right?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Okay. All right, guys. So, so we're going to call it a day. I want to thank everyone again. And Dariella, really want to thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. So I just hope we can do it again soon. I'll let Abby know. We'll get you booked.
Awesome.
And then Dariella is also really successful with Fullscript, you guys. Like, she's my rock star role model when it comes to Fullscript sales. So I want to pick her brain about that as well. All right, guys. So hopefully this gave you lots of hope in terms of what's possible in your practice. And all right. So we're going to call it. It is the bottom of the hour. So have a great rest of your day, everybody. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.